December is no stranger to tornadoes, to nature's fury. Neither are the people, whom have bore witness to that fury on more than one unfortunate occasion. This video should serve as a reminder as to the resiliency of the people of Montgomery and Stewart counties in Middle Tennessee and those that surround it, some of whom suffered immeasurable losses at the hands of natural disaster twice within a 1,096-day span, and to this day are continuing to push forward on a path to rebuild their lives. Among the scattered debris, hope was found in the little things that brought smiles to the faces of many innocent people, kind gestures we truly could all learn from. There are photos and videos here of both December 10th, 2021 and December 9th, 2023. In total, a combined 89 tornadoes touched down. 102 lives were lost. Over 700 people were injured and over $4 billion in damages were done between the two outbreaks.
Oh, holy shit, we just lost one of
I've never seen a tornado
sounds to the sirens. Oh my God! We are perfectly safe right here. It's going straight.
I have never. Oh my God. Can we like stop?
In these first two photos, Clarksville Fire and Rescue, along with first responders, are seen just outside Luigi's Pizza that had been fully destroyed, where it is said 5 people were trapped inside. All were rescued by responders on scene and transported to local area hospitals with various injuries. Aerial video shows widespread damage and destruction, houses destroyed down to their interior walls, some completely destroyed, sitting on top of their concrete slabs, while a few have been blown away by the intense winds. An apartment building with the roof completely blown off and not a trace left. Trees scattered about everywhere in different directions, giving light to the tornado's destructive path. Still, in all of this, the people walking around, dazed, scared, confused, managed to speak calmly to one another, checking on their fellow person to see who needs what in the true volunteer spirit mere minutes after their own lives were flipped upside down. It's been 2 and 4 years, respectively, since the outbreaks of December 10th, 2021, and December 9th, 2023. And to this day, people are still recovering, still rebuilding, still fighting unprocessed and denied claims. These kinds of things don't just heal in a month, 2 months, or even 6 months' time. It takes years after something like these for these towns to recover, if some of them ever do, especially areas that don't have the resources or extra manpower at the ready. Truly rely on the help of nonprofit organizations, churches, and volunteers. Help in these times of great need, and in true volunteer spirit, the people and organizations rose to the occasion and helped one another out to help each other find their footing again. One such local organization was YAPAC Outreach, located locally in Clarksville, a nonprofit organization that responds to all sorts of humanitarian relief efforts. At the end of 2023, they had supplied 600 plus volunteers, gathering donations locally as well as from states away, 2,000 plus boxers of ready-to-go food with over 3,000 families served. The folks at YAPAC stepped up and stepped in for the people of their community. When the call came, they answered and gave back. One of many great organizations that were on hand during this event and still continue to work hard today to serve people both locally in Clarksville and across country.
I don't know how everyone survived, but oh my God. It's like a war zone. And this is the living room. My daddy was sitting right there.
All my babies are under here.
This is their bedroom. Gone. Everything's gone.
Oh my God, bro.
The Storm Prediction Center. Day 1 outlook was a slight risk. 2 out of 5 across portions of Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, northwestern Alabama, and Tennessee at the 6 a.m. Outlook on December 9th, 2023. The uncertainty in the strong, long-track tornado potential hindered the outlook from being an enhanced risk to start. The day, forecasters would soon have their answer to that question when around 11 o'clock to 11:30 a.m. A tornado touched down in Gibson County near Dresden, Tennessee, in the town of Rutherford. A long-track high-end EF1 tornado. This would prompt the upgrade at 11 a.m. to enhanced risk with a 10% hatched tornado risk. Now, if you've been following for a while, you're likely aware that the 0ZH-RRR model showed hints the night before that this would happen, but that's neither here nor there. Now, you're probably going to have to pause and go back to catch on to the hodograph. Scudi log P chart. Hodograph is in the upper right-hand corner here, and that's okay. This is the 12Z sounding from NWS Nashville. A few hours before the Clarksville tornado, it doesn't absolutely jump off the page and scream tornado, not something. I would start telling everyone to get in their shelters over. There's a little cape or tornado juice, storm fuel. About 40 to 45 knots of shear, which is plenty. Now what is there is storm relative helicity. SRH. Over 400 meters squared per second squared. Almost double what we look for. At the time this sounding was taken, dew points and temperatures were 55 and 56 degrees, respectively. This again goes back to, if you followed along long enough, you have to have the ingredients to make tacos, and we, at that point, were starting to get a few, but we're nowhere close to having tacos. This isn't about tacos. Tornadoes don't just form out of thin air. The atmosphere had a neutrally tilted trough, circled, and a positively tilted trough below it, our problem. These two ended up combining in time. STP was between 1 and 2 across the area most of the day. Anything 2 and above becomes worrisome. An Argus, or airplane, sounding from 8Z did show favorable wind profiles and around 800 to 1,000 joules per kilo of CAPE, along with the 40 to 50 knots of shear. So much more favorable tornadic environment around the actual time of the event, and in December, 500 to 600 joules is plenty enough for tornado production, much less. 1000. The Clarksville tornado could be seen forming on radar as early as 1:19 p.m. but didn't officially touch down until 1:40 p.m. A clear velocity couplet was evident on radar at this time. 5 miles south of Fort Campbell. Moving northeast, a tornado warning wouldn't be issued until 1:45 p.m. By then, it was too late. The damage was already done and continued to be done to a community blissfully unaware of what was coming. The biggest contributing factor as to why the warning went out late was that NWS had their radar in a mode that scans slower, updating scans around every 3 minutes or so, not allowing them to see how rapidly the tornado developed in less than 2 scans. 3 lead supercells were mostly responsible for the events of December 9, 2023. Going on to drop tornadoes in North Nashville, Hendersonville, and Gallatin too, of which I had family in, my sister at Opry Mills Mall that day, and her boyfriend and family in one of the latter 2 warnings. The events of December 10, 2021 were much more clear, didn't catch many meteorologists and forecasters off guard, as evidenced by the day 1 moderate risk with the respective 15% and large 10% hatched tornado risks covering broad areas of the warm sector. By 7 to 8 p.m. that evening, observations had large areas of 500 to 1,000 plus joules of CAPE, the lowest 0 to 1 kilometer of SRH, low-level wind shear or spin of 500 to 600 meters squared. 250 is sufficient, and an STP between 5 and 6 again, remember 2 plus is worrisome. Dew points in the lower to middle 60s. Temperatures soared into the 70s in some locations. The first violent tornado touched down at 7:07 p.m. in Craighead County, Arkansas. Moving northeast, this tornado would go on to affect Monette, Missouri, and Leachville, Arkansas at EF4 intensity, where some of the first major damage and fatalities would unfortunately occur. This was the Quad State Supercell's 5th tornado of the night. The first violent one, as it would go on to produce 6 more tornadoes for a total of 11. You'll see in these screenshots here of radar from both of those days several of the supercells that produced these deadly, catastrophic tornadoes, up to including the moment Mayfield, Kentucky was struck around 9:26 p.m. in the top portion of that screenshot. In the reflectivity that circled the pink is actually a debris signature being picked up on reflectivity, something that's typically only seen in upper echelon tornadoes. It is truly not often that an outbreak of such intensities occurs as the one on December 10, 2021 did, where the ingredients for strong, long-tracked violent tornadoes all came together and lined up on a day that many would consider it not possible due to time of year. But it serves as an unfortunate reminder that in the realm of weather there is no time of year on a calendar. A special thank you to the fine folks of Montgomery and Stewart counties for allowing me to look into your worlds during these hard times and make something like this possible. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for tuning in. Please consider liking and sharing the video with your friends if you enjoyed it. Your support is truly appreciated.